Hello everyone, waits here to a video in a video. I mentioned it in like my Sisters of Eve video that I need to explain this a bit. I will drop a short hint that I make an extra video for this sheet, because it's basically a big picture of many things you can do in Eve. I will just give you a quick rundown of things like you can do and things you can we will do in a foreseeable future. This cheat is like from 2016, made by Altru, whatever. My name is here. By this guy. And it has a very good legend, like difficulties on the left, is required on the right. And it also shows if you need Omega or not. The community part basically is also a thing where we are. Like, we are a community here on this channel, and we will maybe get to the point that we get a community in-game also. There are tons of things you can do. Create your own corporations, maybe a thing we will do with our community. And you can do like many other things. You can run a free port citadel and a system that doesn't have one. You can do streaming. That's basically what we do. Journalism, billboard ads, tons of things you can do in the community section. Rookie help, it's a channel in game where I'm sometimes active. And yeah, guides is basically what we're doing right now. That's for the community part, just a quick rundown. I will zoom it in a bit that you can pause the video and actually read properly what stands there. The next step is industry. I would not suggest industry beside mining in the beginning. Why? In the extraction section here, we see like ore mining, gas mining. That are the two things we can actually do, and that's basically all we can do. We can also run like ore sites, which are kind of rare in high sec. Warmer space is not really worth mining. So, depends there. We will do like some ore mining and we do some gas mining. All other things are locked behind Omega. So we will start with alpha things anyways, and if we can afford Omega easily, it's like 6 months away from now, we will get Omega and hop into this Omega only things. Maybe we get a good deal early on, then we will hop into Omega earlier and also do this parts, because like planetary interaction, this block here is basically a good money maker, or like no real money spent. Hauling section, career contracts, trade groups, alliance logistics, not really anything we will get into now. Career contracts can be interesting, but they are also very scammy sometimes. Next section is a big production block. The only thing we could possibly do is Tech 1 production. Storyline modules, blueprints, copies, research, and also the T1 production, which is like your Caracal, your Cormorant, your Tech 1 ammo. Not really a profitable market, especially not in high sec, because most of the things are like optimized by players to the brim. Like you have like 1% margin. If you get a bad day, you basically will be ISK negative on everything. So not really a thing to do. Once we get Omega, maybe Tech 2 production on some specialized thing. Tech 3 production is very complicated, and Tech 2 production also got very complicated. I feel like, at least. Capital production is easier, in my mind, than building a Tech 2 ship. But that's only my standpoint. Tech 2 ships needs moon goo, which is basically mentioned in the extraction section here. On the pause farm, you don't use pauses anymore to extract this. But the moon mining part, and you need very things of it. You need multiple blueprints, you need to run tons of reactions to build a Tech 2, and you need to like multiply it by 5 to get into Tech 3. Capitals, on the other hand, will use very low reaction materials like wormhole gas, a bit of PI, which is this block here, the planetary interaction block. And this is capital production. The margin on capital production, depending on where you are, is way better than on Tech 2 and Tech 1. Now I'm basically killed one of my income sources because I said to you that capital production is a good thing. Structure production, not really a thing. If you don't build it for yourself or like you want to build it, don't do it. Booster production is mostly a thing out of gas clouds. If you can get a special gas cloud and null sec or low sec, you can build boosters. This requires also Omega. I'm not 100% sure if this is still accurate, but you will not do it. Skill injector farming. That's a thing I do for most of my accounts. Because all the characters on the accounts actually have all skills they need to do all the functions properly. Like having different ults for different roles, yada yada yada. It's like this thing. And all skill points that are left I can extract. Or left over I can extract and turn them into money. This can make you, if you use them, you have a full skilled account at its Omega, it makes you around 1.4 to 1.5 billion a month just from extractor farming. Your characters will not make any progress at this point, so you're basically trading skill point progress and skills for money. That's the thing I do, and that's the thing many people do. Yeah, that's to the industry part. I don't see character enhancement is under industry, but yeah. Market. Tons of things you can do. We will not do any of them besides station trading. Station trading alone can be a video in itself, or like a series in itself, because you can basically park a character in Jita and station trade all day long. We will head over to PvE. Wormholes, it's the top left bracket here. We will not do this for now. We will not do this quite soon. Scanning and hacking is a thing we can and will do. Hacking sites, relic sites, gas sites. Gas sites is also the thing we get under extraction. Yep, gas sites here. We'll do gas sites at some point. Data sites and relic sites are the most common sites. Sleeper caches and ghost sites are kinda rare. And the payout is way better, and you have also a high chance of dying. Rating overall is like the lowest activity in terms of skill you need. It's also very like it repeats itself quite fast. Belt rating is the thing where you hope to get a faction spawn. Anom rating and escalations is the thing we already did. Basically, we were doing the refugees and the refuge. Yeah, it's refuge. The refuge and the what is the other one? Hideaways, and hope for an escalation. We didn't got one yet. Incursion is a very profitable thing, and my main corp in NoSAC, you can make around like 300 million an hour easily in low and low-sec incursions. High-sec incursions we not do so often, but the payment is not so good. But incursion requires, not really requires Omega, but it's a thing you need a specialized chip for, and you need a fleet to properly run it. So let's head over to the mission part. Missions, yeah. We did combat missions, at least some, level 1s. Mining missions we will not do. Distribution missions is like build a tech 1 hauler, carry stuff from A to B. Epic Arcs, that's the thing we actually started. Mission griefing, that's like a bad guy play. Basically what you want to do is like, if you try to kill mission runners in low sec, you would try to get into their side while they're running them and kill them. If you do it in high sec, you will most likely suicide gank. That's also a thing in high sec activities. Not a thing we will do early. Basically never. Yeah, suicide ganking here it is under high sec activities. Bumping is basically you have mostly a mining ship that's sitting somewhere mining ores, and you push them away with a fast ship that they can't really continue. And then you say like a ransom, pay me 50 million for 1 week and I ignore you and not bump you anymore. Ninja looting is a thing that happens very, very often in event sites. So if there's a current event and there's an event site where in the end an NPC drops loot, people will try to steal it from you. That's a common thing. Water camping, basically you can start a war in high sec and you can pick your target. Like if you see they no really have any PvP people and they have like tons of mining in their high sec corp, you can wardex the corp and try to kill the miners. There are ways to fight this. Basically, having your characters not in the corp that holds your structure, so you'll not be able to be wardexed. That's the thing you can do to fight this. Minor ransoming is basically the same as bumping. You say you kill people in suicide gangs or bump them and ask them for ransom. If they don't do, yeah, you kill them. Pokemon Monopoly is saying where you need like some money and a lucrative system which people actually use for PI, and then you try to live from the taxes on the PI. Yeah, dual spam. Just ignore duels. People try to bait you into a duel just to kill you. Piracy, thing we will ignore mostly. Same for scamming. Things we ignore, like we will not join any corp and try to steal their goods. We will not try to set up contracts which looks legit but basically scam people by a factor of thousands or something. Is doubling, same thing. Margin trading, that's a bit more interesting. Like, that's a thing we maybe could do. But I don't consider margin trading scamming. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, gate camping, station camping, force MJD people around to kill them. It's a funny thing actually, because sometimes you have people which are undocked, and then they slow boat away, and once they leave tether, or when they do it from an NPC station, there is no tether, you can MJD them after the security timer is off, and then you can basically warp them like 100 kilometers away from any structure and kill them. Funny thing, I actually did it like once or two times. But this was like not PvP, we were like no sec people fighting. Yeah, gate bombing. Basically you sit on a gate with battleships which can smart bomb and wait for someone to land close to you. Roaming is basically like the basic PvP activity where you like grab a small group and go somewhere to kill people. Ransoming is a thing you can it's also a funny thing to do. You can bait people like in events or mining sites to set their security dots on yellow. If they have the security dot on yellow for whatever reason, you can use a filament to bring them to Pochwin with a -1 security status. Basically, you can keep them there and kill their ship with like no real intervention because that's negative security space. Or you can say like, you can get a filament to get home, but you pay me like 500 million, depending on the value of the ship. Some people will accept this and send you the money. Solo. Basically what we're doing right now. Auto quit mode. Start the game, do your career agents, grind combat missions solo, quit the game out of boredom. 100% accurate what many people will do. We added also like, start the game, do your career agents, and then start the Sisters of Epic arc. If you do the Epic arc, you're over the step already. PvP readiness fallacy. Big problem. Many people try to avoid PvP at most. PvP is actually, for most of the people, like it says here, this is the fun part. That's true. PvP in a small group is a very good option to learn PvP and also makes fun. Solo PvP. Yeah, I would not suggest doing solo PvP in the early stages. What you could do is like faction warfare, because you have a good like money back guarantee basically. If you defend or attack one or two sides, you basically have your ship paid. And if you get into a PvP encounter, you can learn something without investing too much money. Small gang PvP, basically what I mentioned, like small groups going somewhere, killing people, having some fun. Yeah, massive PvP fleets. You will not get into this besides you are in low sec, maybe some null sec wars also have big fleets. Big fleets are not really fun to play, but they're a requirement basically to keep a foot in null or low stack. Because what happens at some point if there are too many people on grid? I think on the last fight around one station we had like 5,000 people active. And basically you got into tie-dye, which is time dilation, which will slow down the in-game speed by factor 10. Basically everything that's taking 1 second normally will take 10 seconds. It's not really fun. It's not really not really fun, because you're basically trying to activate your guns, and after like 30 to 40 seconds the game will say like, hey, your target is dead. Or your guns don't start to fire even if your target is not dead. Big fleets can be annoying. Public community. There will be some community events hosted by many people. For me as a German, one of the most known things was the German community doing some event like frigate free for alls and things. I'm not sure if the German community, like the Deutcom, like Deutsch community, German community, does exist anymore. I didn't read anything in recent times. Scouting and weekend. Yeah, you fly somewhere and check for information if there's a super rating or something. Yeah, not really a thing to actually do. Spying, we will never do this. Spying is basically you join someone else's corp, get information on their fleets, on their on the moon's schedules and things, and maybe even let a Sino right in the middle of a PvE fleet to get them killed. Solo wormhole hunting, that is a thing I did and it's very fun. Can be stupidly boring, because you can sit in the system for 2 days, 3 days, 5 days a week and nothing happens. But at some point you will log in and there will be a juicy ship on the D-scan, you will find it and you will kill it. And this is like... lovely. Yeah, what do you have here under Corporation and Alliance? Two things which are kind of equal. A corporation is a group of players and an alliance is a group of corporations. Like I mentioned, factional warfare, you can also do this solo. Mercenary contracts is basically someone pays you to kill people. Or someone pays you and replaces your ships to kill people that they want removed from a set location, like a wormhole. Structure removal, yay! Killing citadels, most of the time not really funny. Sometimes your enemy doesn't respond, so you're just sitting there shooting a structure that doesn't shoot back for 30 minutes. Sometimes your enemy responds, you get a big fight with 5,000 people, and you get into tie-dye. I don't like structure removal. It's a necessary, but I don't like it. Wormhole eviction is like the same thing in wormholes with more variables. You need to keep something that's named hole control, which is basically you keep all wormhole connections to the system locked down or protected in a way that no one can get in. It's a funny thing, I was on both sides of wormhole evictions, on the defender and on the attacker side, and I really like this, and it's like a high intensity period of gaming. But you're basically always on you're always ready to log in your ship to react to a fleet or to a new wormhole spawning. It's very funny. I lived in a wormhole corp or in different wormhole corps for a long time, like 5 years of my recent EVE time before I went into NoSec where wormhole space. It's very different, but also very fun. Yeah, hot drop and hot drop baiting. Basically, yeah, and you would not use a Titan. Basically, you let a Sino drop your hot drop battleships and kill the thing, mostly a mining ship. Like a Rockwell, or a Super, or a Carrier, whatever. Kill it. Hot drop baiting is basically the reaction of a hot drop. You place a ship there that is doing something, but you already have like preparations. If someone hot drops this ship, you will react with a hot drop of bigger size. It's like the small fish eats the big fish, then the bigger fish is coming eating the big fish. It's like, it happens in NoSec a lot. High value target hunting. Yeah, that's a thing people do sometimes in high sec. They're looking for like abyssal runners in very expensive ships and pods and just kill them. When they get out of the site, they will have like multiple ships there to keep the abyssal ship locked down that they can't warp away, and then you have like tons of tornadoes or tons of catalysts waiting like in optimal range to blab the ship before Concord can react. Yeah, and Alliance is basically all things corporations do, but on top you have like a buyback program. This can also be happens in corporations. Many corporations have buyback programs. Soft warfare is basically what is also under structure removal. Soft is basically where you control a no-sec space area, and you get some benefits from keeping this area. Defense fleets is the counterpart of structure removal. I don't think I need to explain this. Special interest groups called SIGs. Yeah, you can have SIGs for basically every activity. A mining SIG, a mission running SIG, a burner mission SIG. There can be endless amount of SIGs. Fleet commander, a thing everyone should try in small groups. Go with your small group, like 5 people, 6 people, and try to lead them into a fight. It's very hard, but it's very rewarding, and you always will have a good memory. Diplomat, basically the guys that play Discord 24/7. Not my thing. IT specialist, a thing I could do, but I will not do because I don't want to have even more work in Eve. Eve can end in work, and I don't want to have my real work spreading into Eve. But yeah, if you have some special IT skills, some programming skills, you can host a server or something. Some corps will take you with a kiss on your hands. Like, help us, senpai. Really, it's like this. Yeah, that was a big cheat. It's a 22-minute video, which I don't want it to make it so long, actually. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I will upload this after the video where I say I will drop the picture. I will drop the picture into the video also. Just that you have it in this video, and I will also mention like, hey guys, I made a separate video about this picture. Thank you all for watching. If you like this type, like explaining information you basically have, tell me what you want explained in Eve. I'm also up for like recommendations, what I can present you, what you want to know, what you want to see. And yeah, wish you all a good evening. See you all in space and fly safe or dangerously, depends on where you are and who you are.